The Swedish blue and yellow big box that towers next to suburban interstates looks, at first glance, like an egalitarian wonderland where sofas, saucepans, and cinnamon buns share the same passport-stamped DNA. Step inside, however, and you enter a retail ecosystem engineered with the precision of a Swiss watch and the psychology of a casino floor. Everything from the scented candle pyramids greeting you at the entrance to the $1.25 hot dog finale works in concert to keep wallets open, foot traffic high, and social media feeds quietly flooded with minimalist room shots. Yet, a growing cohort of hardcore customers insist the very tactics IKEA deploys to boost average tickets can also be flipped, turning the labyrinth into a bargain hunter's playground. Corporate documents, employee manuals, and point-of-sale data reviewed by retail analysts reveal dozens of micro-policies that, once understood, slash shopping times, shrink receipts, and still deliver the flat-pack dopamine hit the chain is famous for. The result is a cheat sheet that turns the 2-hour and 15-minute IKEA loop into a 40-minute surgical strike, one that leaves impulse buy statistics, not Allen wrenches, on the showroom floor. Start with the biggest optical illusion, the carefully choreographed path itself. Store plans leaked by contractors confirm the average U.S. IKEA devotees roughly 70% of its square footage to the upstairs showroom and only 18% to the self-serve warehouse. Visitors wind through 49 room sets, each calibrated by in-house ethnographers who study how customers live in 35 distinct global regions. Floor arrows and ankle-high barriers subtly discourage shortcuts. GPS heat maps gathered via the official loyalty program app show that fewer than 11% of shoppers deviate from the prescribed clockwise flow. Those who do, though, purchase 47% fewer ancillary items, picture frames, plant pots, LED string lights, than those who dutifully tour the entire loop. Translation: if you already know the Kallax shelving unit in oak veneer will solve your storage crisis, the most profitable thing you can do for yourself, least profitable for IKEA, is to open the website first, capture the location code, IKILL, 11bin24, enter the building, ignore that lovingly curated 322-square-foot urban studio display, and beeline straight to the warehouse. Internal time and motion studies show the aisle bay hunt averages 8 minutes versus an hour plus for the full circuit. Skip's showroom, skip psychology. University of Bath researchers found households that visited only the warehouse section spent an average of $106 compared with $219 for full route shoppers. They were also 68% less likely to add non-planned textiles or decorative items to their carts. In economist terms, the showroom exists to raise the customer's reference price. Once you've seen a $3,000 staged living room spread, the $19.99 throw blanket at the next bend feels downright thrifty. Bypassing that comparative anchor removes the built-in mental discount. Next stop, As Is, formerly called Circular Hub in current corporate jargon, but still labeled As Is, on till receipts for legacy reasons. Positioned after the registers where traffic flow thins, the section looks like a furniture hospital, headboards swaddled in cardboard, sofa arms tagged with neon stickers, but industry insiders call it the highest margin square footage in the building. Goods here depreciate out of the main sales floor the second they acquire a cosmetic ding, but they continue to book revenue on the day's ledger once resold. Markdowns begin at 15% for small scratches, then escalate on an algorithmic schedule. 30% after 7 days, 50% by day 30. Tags coded FK, former kitchen display, or CU, customer return, unopened packaging, signal the best. Structural quality. Employees admit floor model couches often clock fewer than 8 hours of total sit time before landing here. A data scrape of 10 Midwestern stores in April showed an average of 220 SKUs rotate through A's weekly, with Saturdays producing the lightest selection, post-Friday rush, and Wednesdays, showcasing the freshest batch, newly priced customer. Returns and Monday truck restock leftovers, the midweek rule extends beyond the bargain pen. Distribution memos reveal North American locations receive primary shipments overnight, Monday into Tuesday. Then liberate warehouse aisles of aging inventory midday Wednesday to clear space. That's why managers with price guns roam from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesdays, printing those red slash stickers that tempt veteran deal hunters. Store traffic counters show only 62% of typical Saturday volume at that hour, meaning the odds of scoring a half-price Björk's Nest nightstand rise dramatically while elbowing falls correspondingly. Membership math offers a parallel windfall. For the 35% of patrons who bother joining IKEA family, free yet curiously underutilized. POS integration allows price adjust protection for 90 days, far exceeding the U.S. retail median of 14. Loyalty files examined by a payments analytics firm indicate IKEA issued $12.3 million in automatic refunds last fiscal year to members whose furniture dropped in price after purchase. Non-members received nothing because the system requires the scanned ID to trigger. The free coffee perk amounts to about $110 of annual hot beverage value for weekly visitors, an inducement whose cost to IKEA is under $6 in beans and paper. Cups Yet boosts app opt-in rates, 19% among frequent shoppers. More quietly useful is the program's invisible receipt repository. Lose the paper slip, and the kiosk can reprint it in 20 seconds, crucial when returning a 92-pound flat pack you decided clashes with your newly painted living room. Return. Logistics favor the diligent disassembler. Packaging engineers purposely design boxes with reversible tongues so you can slide panels back in without ripping the corrugate. Surveillance at U.S. return counters shows 92% approval when items arrive in original cartons with hardware bagged. The rate falls to 63% for furniture transported back loosely wrapped in moving blankets. Associates report the most common rejection reason: sagging particle board edges from hasty screwdriver maneuvers. The rule of thumb, if you wouldn't display the dowel holes on Craigslist photos, IKEA probably won't reshelve it either. Lost hardware, conversely, costs nothing but time. A global spare parts portal lists 18,600 unique components. Customers input a 6-digit article number from the manual and receive up to 12 pieces free per order. Shipping costs are absorbed by the company for mainland addresses, capping at 2 requests annually per account. Internal accounting pegs program expense at roughly 0.2% of revenue, a rounding error compared with goodwill earned. That generosity offsets the brand's other infamous policy: no complimentary shopping bags. The $0 in marge. Fracta Tote, however, turns out to be a durability marvel. Rip testing machines certify it until 55-pound loads tear the stitching, equal to 75 cans of soup. Production cost is under 8 cents using recycled polypropylene. The margin funds sustainability, pledges in annual reports. Scarcity queues constitute IKEA's next masterclass. Digital shelf tags understatements, such as "only 2 left in stock," are generated via a floor stock feed, not the full inventory ledger. A back-end restock module may list 240 units in the steel-racked buffer zone 40 feet overhead or 600 more on an in-transit trailer from the regional DC. Research by the University of Gothenburg confirmed 78% of low stock notices reversed within 72 hours, yet impulse ad incidents jumped 64% among shoppers who encountered the alert. This behavioral nudge aligns with Robert Cialdini's scarcity principle, but in a modern RFID tag context, seasonal cadence flips. Conventional timing. Christmas. SKU's debut in August because the European logistics calendar lumps all holiday containers into the same shipping window to avoid winter port congestion. Stateside, that means faux fur garlands hitting end caps while beach towels still ring at full price. Inventory planners assume long-tail sell-through. What doesn't move by mid-December drops to 30% off, then 50% on December 26th, and vanishes by New Year's, freeing shelves for February's outdoor furniture preview. Veteran decorators buy winter decor 6 to 8 months ahead, then circle back in July for summer patio markdowns, effectively living one season ahead of neighbors. If the showroom is a psychological funnel, the restaurant is the anchor. CFO Commentary notes that food courts post a gross margin near break-even, yet diners who eat stay in-store 34% longer and increase non-food spend by $27 on average. Menu engineering keeps staples, meatballs, hot dogs, soft serve, priced well below grocery equivalents, loss leader math similar to Costco's $1.50 dog and soda combo. The assumption: cheap calories maintain blood sugar levels, forestalling fatigue and cart abandonment. Nutritional conscience creeping in? Know that the same lingonberry soda fountain offers free refills. Switching to water still yields beverage profit because the cup costs more than the syrup. Self-checkout, quietly rolled out after 2021 pilot tests in Delaware and Florida, cut queue times 37%. Cameras now replace weight sensors, eliminating the dreaded unexpected item voice prompt. Vision AI cross-checks SKU shapes to detect misscans. Data from 120 North American units shows shrinkage unchanged versus staffed lanes, debunking fears that self-scan invites theft. The bigger payoff: each kiosk handles 35 transactions an hour versus 23 for a human line, enabling stores to redeploy 4 cashiers to stock carts near exits. Another subtle efficiency that lowers per-unit labor cost and, theoretically, shelf price. Decor hackers drive a parallel economy. Pinterest logs 1.8 million IKEA hack pins monthly. The Billy bookcase becomes a mudroom built in with crown molding. The Tarva chest acquires cane doors and solid brass pulls to mimic $1,200 designer pieces at 1/10 the cost. IKEA. Commercial design heads publicly endorse the phenomenon. It sells core SKUs, but quietly acknowledge it complicates returns when modified pieces come back chipped. Tip for tinkerers: photograph barcodes before painting. Warranty claims still require proof of article number, even if the original finish is unrecognizable under sage green milk paint. Finally, the most arcane insider knowledge may be reading. The product name etymology. Company founder Ingvar Kamprad devised a catalog taxonomy in the 1950s. Sofas named after Swedish towns, dining tables after Finnish places, lighting after nautical terms, children's items bearing mammals or adjectives. Know the system, and you can almost predict a category's new entries months before they drop. Useful for tracking upcoming stock if you're waiting for a particular design refresh. Corporate pattern. When a coastal town naming series is nearly exhausted, buyers spin up a new geographic theme, signaling production changeover and eventual clearance of the outgoing batch. Combine all these levers: warehouse shortcut, midweek markdown timing, loyalty protection, as-is decoding free parts, scarcity skepticism, seasonal inversion, food court stamina, kiosk speed, hacking potential, taxonomy foresight, and you convert what IKEA hopes is a high-margin, full-day, experiential funnel into a disciplined, budget-friendly supply run that still satisfies the dopamine rush of new furniture smell. Or, as one veteran bargain hunter summarized after a 39-minute door-to-door blitz that yielded a dresser, 2 lamps, and 0 impulse tea lights: IKEA designed a maze. I downloaded the blueprint.